Hi, let's talk about something most people tiptoe around. Why so many aspiring authors say they want to publish a children's books, but never actually get that first book out into the world. On the surface, the reason seems really obvious. There's not enough time, you don't have enough confidence, you don't have enough technical skills, not enough money. But these aren't the real issues, those are only symptoms. The real obstacles sit a layer deeper, and until someone points them out, people get stuck for years. Some stay stuck forever. So today I'm going to walk you through the real reasons people never publish their first children's book, especially people in retirement like us or nearing retirement who could absolutely create a new income stream with something simple, joyful, and doable right from home. And I'll show you how to get past these roadblocks so you can actually get a book done instead of just talking about it. Let's start with the biggest obstacle of all. One, you overcomplicate the entire process. Most people think publishing a kid's book means weeks or months of writing a manuscript, hiring an illustrator, negotiating prices, learning complicated software, formatting files, and wrestling with Amazon. People believe the process looks like a mountain, so they never even start climbing. The truth is, the modern self-publishing world is much simpler than people imagine, but because no one shows them the simple version, they assume the hard version is the only one. Retirees especially get stuck here because they've lived through decades of doing things the long way. They believe creating a book means creating everything from scratch. And when they hear things like, you're going to need 32 illustrations, or your layout has to follow illustrator standards, they stop before they even start. The fix is simple. Break the process into small guided steps and use templates. When people have a repeatable framework, pick a topic, choose simple images, drop them into a template, upload, the fear drops to zero. That's why things like Count and Create and Read and Print trainings that I've developed work so well. They remove the friction, and when friction disappears, progress starts. Reason two, they think they need creative genius. A lot of people never publish because they believe children's books require stunning illustrations, poetic writing, or some magical idea no one has ever seen before. They assume they're not creative enough. This mindset kills more dreams than lack of time ever has. But creativity in children's publishing doesn't work this way. Kids don't need or want masterpieces. They need clarity, consistency, and charm. What matters is engagement. A counting book with fun images counts as creativity. An ABC book with simple, bold pictures counts as creativity. A friendly character guiding children through the pages counts as creativity. And let's be honest, retirees have a lifetime of stories, wisdom, and perspective. We've been parents and grandparents. We know how kids think. We know what makes the little ones giggle. And we know what makes a 3-year-old fascinated. That lived experience is worth much more than perfect writing. All you need is structure. Once people are shown a format, like counting from 1 to 10 using sharks or airplanes or ice cream cones, suddenly creativity flows because the pressure's gone. You're not trying to invent a book. You're just assembling one inside an existing structure. And that difference is everything. Reason three, you freeze when it's time to choose an idea. People have dozens of ideas floating around, and instead of picking one and moving forward, you wait for the perfect idea, jumping from concept to concept, researching different niches, watching YouTube videos, analyzing what's trending. You end up burning hours making zero decisions. Indecision is simply fear wearing a mask. You worry an idea isn't good enough, worry it won't sell, or you're going to waste time. So to avoid being wrong, you just don't start. The truth is this, your first book isn't supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to be finished. The way you get better and the way you start earning income is by completing a project, not imagining them. Retirees in particular often seem to need permission to lower the pressure. Once the expectation shifts from, I have to create a major work of art, to I just need to complete my first simple book, everything becomes lighter, simpler, and achievable. Reason four, getting intimidated by technology. A huge reason people, especially retirees, don't publish is simple. The tech is overwhelming. Software, formatting, image placement, file conversions, uploading KDP. The moment the process gets technical, confidence plummets. But here's the irony. The actual steps are simple when someone shows you the right way. You don't need Photoshop. You don't need to master page layout from scratch. You don't need programming skills. You need two things: templates that are already sized and formatted correctly, and a walkthrough by someone that shows what buttons to click and in what order. Once retirees see this, the tech fear vanishes. Retirees need to be reminded that you don't have to be tech savvy to publish. You just need a clear guide. And when someone experiences one successful upload, even a tiny 10-page children's book, that confidence skyrockets. Reason 5, you try to do everything yourself. People who want to publish often suffer from this mindset. I have to figure it out alone. They don't want to ask for help, or they don't know who to ask. So they spin their wheels. They piece together advice from random videos and blogs, and the result is just confusion. The truth is, nobody succeeds alone in children's publishing. Not the successful indie authors, not the big publishers. Everyone follows guidance, systems, and support. Beginners need shortcuts. Retirees need a clear path, so you don't have to waste time trying to decode formatting or cover sizes. When you step into a structured system, whether it's templates, training videos, coaching calls, or a step-by-step program, suddenly the work is easy. You don't have to solve problems, you just follow a map. The moment someone stops saying, "I'll figure it out," and starts saying, "Show me how," the finish line appears, and that leads directly to the next reason. Reason 6, you don't understand how small the first step is. Most people think publishing requires a huge first leap, but publishing actually begins with the smallest possible step. Choose a topic. That's it. The first step isn't writing. It's not designing. It's not a title. It's deciding on a topic. But beginners get trapped thinking the first step has to be big and dramatic. They try to jump ahead to the final product. They want the whole book planned before they've ever started. And that creates paralysis. When someone sees that the first step can be tiny, choose a topic, choose a character, choose a theme. Momentum starts, and once momentum starts, everything else gets easier. Reason 7, you don't reply how simple books can be. A lot of people imagine children's books as 32-page storybooks with intricate plots and lessons. And yes, those books exist, but the entry point into publishing doesn't have to be a storybook. You can publish a counting book. You can publish an ABC book. You can publish a simple concept book based on colors, shapes, animals, or everyday objects. And these books are faster to produce, easier to assemble, and absolutely valid in the marketplace. Parents buy them, teachers buy them, grandparents buy them, aunts and uncles buy them. This is why concept books are perfect for retirees starting out. You can publish easily, quickly, gain confidence, and move on to more advanced books later if you want to. But many retirees never start because they only see the big books and assume that's where they have to start. Reason 8, you don't believe your book will sell. People underestimate the children's market because they assume it's saturated. You believe too many books already exist, and no one will buy yours. But the idea that the market is too full is a myth. Yes, there are many, many books, but there are millions of children, thousands of preschools, countless grandparents, endless demand for fresh, engaging content, and simple books, counting books, alphabet books, concept books, sell consistently because they serve a real educational purpose. Retirees also underestimate the value of creating a series. The moment you publish one book, your second and third take a fraction of the time. Sales multiply because of this series effect. But until someone shows them this, they assume sales success requires luck or marketing magic. It doesn't. It requires completion and consistency. Reason 9, you fear judgment. This is a quiet reason no one wants to talk about. People delay publishing because they fear others are going to judge them. They fear someone will say their book is silly, too simple, unprofessional, or not good enough. You also fear family or friends won't take your work seriously. But here's the truth. The only people whose opinion matters are the kids who enjoy it and the adults who buy it. Kids don't judge, they smile, they point, they count, they learn. And their parents appreciate books to keep things simple. Once someone creates their first book and sees their name on Amazon, that fear disappears. It gets replaced with pride and momentum. Reason 10, no accountability. People dream, people plan, people talk, but without accountability, nothing gets done. Retirees especially benefit from simple structure, lessons, checklists, templates, and scheduled steps. When someone has a plan to follow, not a vague idea, you can get results. This is why courses with weekly calls, step-by-step templates, and clear deliverables work. They provide accountability. They move people forward, eliminating the guesswork. And when people know exactly what to do next, they actually do it. The real bottom line is that people don't publish their first book because they overthink, overcomplicate, and underestimate. They imagine the process is bigger than it really is, and they try to start too big. They assume they don't have what it takes. But the truth is this: publishing a children's book is simple when you follow a simple system. Use templates, choose a small idea, and move step by step. When people stop trying to create the perfect book and aim instead to create the first book, they get it done. Once they experience that first win, everything opens up. Confidence, income, creativity, purpose, joy. Retirees especially discover that you can build something meaningful, fun, and profitable from home without needing tech skills, artistic talent, or a huge budget. If you've been thinking about publishing a children's book, stop waiting, stop overthinking, stop assuming the mountain is too big. Pick a simple idea, a topic, follow a system. Give yourself permission to finish something. Getting your first book published isn't about talent. It's about taking guided steps. It's about simplicity. It's about seeing what you're capable of once someone hands you the map instead of telling you to figure it out alone. When you see this, you don't just publish your first book. You're going to go on and publish your second, fifth, 10th, and momentum just builds. You build something you're proud to share with kids, grandkids, and the world. It's not a lack of ability that stops you. It's a lack of clarity. And once clarity shows up, publishing becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Do you overcomplicate the process? Think you're not a creative genius? Have analysis paralysis? Find technology intimidating? Trying to do it alone? Don't think the small steps count? Simple books, easy money. Do you worry about sales? You're afraid of being judged, have no accountability. All you really need to do is get to work, take a chance. It's worth it, I promise. Sign up at chasethebutterfly.com to get my free children's book series starter kit today and get to work.